Oh, hello, and welcome to Al Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist, and tonight we have a very special episode. One of SCPs and Waifus. And tonight with me on this journey is a special guest.
Hey, I'm Greg. I'm from Anime Daydream and Other Things, stuff podcast where we talk about fake animes.
Yeah, and the Wrong Clocks.
Yeah, I ran a lot of games, which are a subsidiary of Drunk and Ugly, I guess. But
yeah, and you've got like an RPG going as well.
Yeah, various writings.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's not exactly we're not exactly doing creepypastas today. We are doing SCPs, so that kind of counts.
Yeah, wow, a lot of half ones. Also, I was curious to see how raspy you were going this episode with the hello.
Yeah, no, I like practiced the other day, and I was like, oh, hello, and I was like, yeah.
It's always different. It's always just to see how deep you go with it, because I've been listening to you guys for a year-ish now, I guess, maybe two. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Yeah. But you always have differently, well, hello, and it's like, well, hello, like how British and how Snake Man you go.
It really depends on my mood of the day, like how enthusiastic I feel like doing it. It's like Ross Payton from RPPR and his announcer voice. But enough about talking about
references on podcasts.
Other podcasts.
References, get it.
Yeah. We're doing SCP-1472, and then I guess by just osmosis, we're also doing SCP-1093. And then we're doing something that Greg brought to my attention, Nightmare Waifu. I guess we'll save that one for the last bit of this. We'll do the SCP first.
It's not as bad as you think.
No, it isn't. Like it's it's
a term, but it's not as bad as you think.
Yeah. Which
I can dip into a little bit, I think, but
I would actually like briefly, you to describe that, but
yeah, it's a term that's been used before.
Yeah. All right. So, starting off with SCP-1472, it is basically a derelict strip joint from like the 70s that was created, and around 2000 I think it was 2001 or something like that is when the anomaly itself started happening within it. Basically, it's an empty... during the day, for most of the week, it's an empty, abandoned strip club. And on Saturdays at 2 o'clock till 3:30, it opens up, miraculously. Just a man comes out, puts up the signs, and lets people in for an amount of money that is redacted.
Less than 100, though. We get that much because that's all they have. Yeah.
Yes, we are through the adventures of the D class as they venture into it. We do learn that it's at least well under $100. So,
which I've never been, so that sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, I've been to like clubs, not strip clubs per se, but I've been to like bars that ask for a cover price, and it's usually about like $5-10. Maybe 15. So, but yeah, and so there's some safety precautions for this one, like a 3-meter tall chain link privacy fence with construction signs to make it kind of inconspicuous. Also, Mobile Task Force Iota 6, or AKA the School of Hard Knocks. Legitimately, apparently their nickname is Hard Knocks. So
yeah.
That was funny.
I feel like they have a story here somewhere. I should dig hard enough to find it.
We're gonna have to look at that because I feel like they should have Also, we'll get into it later with in my notes, but I feel like having a whole mobile task force surrounding this place at all times just maybe a little bit overkill, within a 4-block radius.
Yeah, I mean, it says that this guy's homeless, stuff like that, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not terribly dangerous, especially because it doesn't exist 90% of the week.
Like why not have like the people there? Like I guess maybe they're afraid that like it'll suddenly change its pattern, but I don't know. Anyway, so they have these like it's cordoned off. There's people around, basically covering a 4-block radius around it, and then it's basically what happens at 2:00 is this large man comes out of the door, puts up some neon signs saying "exotic girls" or equivalent. And that's and then we basically go into the test log of the 3 D-class test subjects that go into the building to check it out. And the schedule for that night is at 2 to 2:10 there's admittance. Then after that it's the
Kunbish, I want to say.
Kunbish sisters. Then
that umlaut on it.
Yeah. Then Helen Keller, then the fantastic Zippy and Trainer, followed by Teeth and Claw Marks.
Not the word, just literally.
In brackets, Teeth and Claw Marks. Then an intermission, of course. And we follow that up with erotic_performance.exe, the Council of Libidinous Elders.
Yeah.
Serial number 223244-09-P. And then in quotes, there apparently are some indecipherable cuneiform script. And then the show is the show's over. So the D-class goes in, pays the cover fee, goes in, and basically go through each basically watch each show until I think about the Teeth and Claw Marks, which we do find out are velociraptors in maid outfits.
Mm-hmm. That's the kicker for everybody.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's not the one that ends one of their characters. Sorry.
No, that's not where they die or anything. It's just
no.
That's the one where people go like, oh.
they're intimidated into giving them the rest of their money. At least 2 of them, and then the show's over, and then they split the rest.
Definitely notes on that, but yeah, Fantastic Zippy is where they kind of things are wrong now.
Yeah.
Things were weird, now they're wrong, and then
right, yeah, because I guess we should actually describe which ones.
In brief,
one is.
yeah.
So the show opens, and it's the Kunbish sisters, and it's just 2 naked women sitting on a wooden log, and they just start throat singing while massaging each other.
When given money, they sing faster.
Kind of just odd. Yeah, and they sing faster when they start getting money. And then they sing faster, and then the curtain closes. So then we get Helen Keller, which is a woman who has a very similar, or who has the same physical appearance as Helen Keller in her mid-20s. And again, she just starts undressing, and then she starts reciting poetry when they start giving her some money, and then the show ends. Yeah,
she stops her act entirely, recites the poetry, which I like to imagine the music is still going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's out of sync, so it stops 30 seconds too early when she's still going.
While she goes to get the money, yeah. And then we have Fantastic Zippy and Trainer, which is definitely the sign of something to be fucked up.
Yeah.
It's an orangutan sitting on a metal stool next to a headless nude woman who's still alive and also exhibiting advanced necrotizing fasciitis, which I'm not exactly sure what that is.
I assume rot,
I figured it's some kind of gangrenous kind of thing. But
I regret Googling this, but
yeah, I didn't really want to Google it.
Looks like it's a joint thing, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's a common cause of heel pain? Yeah, it's something with tissue? Ligaments?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that makes her
foot thing.
So is there a physical appearance to it?
It's some lot of X-ray stuff from what I'm seeing. So I.
All right, now I'm gonna risk.
Necrotizing is related.
Fasciitis images is gonna suck.
Inflammation of the tissue. What? Really?
Oh boy!
I'm finding medical pictures. Not even pictures.
I just looked up necrotizing fasciitis, and there's photos of these.
Okay.
Horrible, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So just it's not pleasant.
Oh, is that a baby? Oh no, it's a baby.
Oh God. Anyway, yeah. So the performance part is that she.
She dances and strips, I believe.
The orangutan gives vocal commands and directs the woman, and she performs a pole dance routine. And then once they give her D3432 or just one of the D subjects, they don't need names or numbers.
The D's are all like death row prisoners and like lab experiment people, right?
Yeah, they're basically expendable.
Subhuman
subjects. Yeah, like they're people that won't be missed. D3432 deposits $5 on the floor, and the woman then responds by pushing the $5 bill directly into her trachea, so basically down her throat. And then the orangutan orders the woman back to the stage, and the curtain closes. So that was weird.
Yeah, that's when we're like, uh-oh.
And then we get to the velociraptors in maid outfits, which basically they do a whole lot. They're in Japanese maid outfits or maid cosplay, so it's even a little bit more unsettling.
Which even then I think is French made, but still.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And apparently they're tailored fitted for them. So, and they basically just like strong arm the two of the D-cell, I want to call them.
They menace them until they throw money at them.
Yeah. They don't. I was totally expecting them to just get mauled. At least somebody to get mauled here. But, no.
My thought was like when they gave them money, then they mauled them. Like this was what you want, kind of stuff. Like,
aren't you into vor?
We can maul you. Oh, he's giving money. He likes it.
Oh God. Yeah, exactly. But no, they just kind of take their money from the first two, and then they go back on stage, and that's it. And then the D-Cell group splits the money of the third person. Then we're in an intermission where there's no events or anything like that. And then we get to erotic_performance.exe, which is a Gateway 2000 computer and monitor running Fenestra 98 operating system. The display boots up and opens up a program on the desktop. What is it? Rapidly reciting a multitude of differential equations. And a 3D graphic representation for about 20 seconds. And then at the end of the program, the monitor displays the word insert. And then they basically feed $5 bills to the floppy disk, or the floppy driver. And the show's over. So, just kind of, I don't know. That one's odd.
It's in a tone that I'm gonna tap into, I think. But
yeah, I have a tone that for like the next three, like including this one. But so then we go on to the Council of Libidinous Elders, which are translucent gelatinous masses hovering above the stage. And they're transmitting some kind of telepathic wave toward the D-cell class, the D-cell or D-class. That's what they're called. The D-class subjects, which gives them migraines, acute tinnitus, and projected thoughts of intense physical sensation. And then the show's over basically after a while. They don't bother. It's not even after they give them money. They don't bother giving them anything.
Not conscious enough to, I would assume.
Yeah, or like, how would they even receive it? Like,
yeah, because brain fuckled.
Exactly. Series number 223-244-09-P is.
Yeah, this one.
Right. Okay. Mechanical human legs running in place. The apparatus continues to do this while the. The pudgy large man from earlier is basically, it seems to be the maestro of all this thing. His name is SCP-1472-1, because SCPs like to have basically just use like 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah, if something lives inside of it or is a part of it, or if it creates something.
Yeah, exactly. They basically make an extension of the original SCP unit. It's putting some kind of fluid into the generator that's powering these legs, Apparently it's raw ambergris, which I think I know what it is.
Ambergris, yeah, or ambergris, depending who you ask.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's whale guts, the perfume stuff.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay.
Whale oil.
Yeah. And then, so after about 15 minutes, they give about $5 on the stage. The apparatus then begins to do a traditional Irish step dancing routine, to which 1472-1 proceeds to put plastic trays filled with unknown species of beetles underneath the apparatus, crushing them, and then just basically starts like replacing them with refilled trays. And the aroma produced by the performance is apparently both overly pungent to the point of nausea. And then the curtain closes. Then we get to indecipherable cuneiform script that was on the agenda, I guess. And it is revealed to be SCP-1093. So, should we go into 1093's description now?
I think briefly, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's a Caucasian male with no real, weird descriptors, except for the fact that its head has been replaced by an unknown source of light.
And radiation.
And it's highly radioactive. Although, apparently this version of it is not super radioactive.
I think it was. Didn't it say they had...
It was lower radiation, so they did still have to deal with some radiation sickness or radiation poisoning, but it wasn't nearly lethal enough like the original 1093. And so apparently after a brief altercation, when it comes off the stage with an ornate stone blade, it knocks out one of the D-class subjects, brings him on stage, and then proceeds to perform a ritual of human sacrifice.
While the bouncer tells them to touch the girls. And
tells the other guys who want to try and stop it from no touching the dancers. Proceeds to remove all the major organs from the D-class subject, and then kicking them off the stage, and then that basically lasts till the remainder of the show. And then at 3:32, the 1472-1 is observed standing outside smoking a large cigar as the surviving D-class test subjects stagger out and are apprehended by the proper SCP authorities and basically debriefed.
Yeah, and bouncer closes down, and they never find the body of number 3. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's basically the full rundown for SCP-1472. Did you want to go into your thoughts first, or?
I guess so. I don't have a ton, but they are pointed ones. This is one of the really early ones I found when I learned what SCP was. And I went through the whole marathon on them. I went down the main list that was their number and their 3-word title. Yeah. And definitely the Interdimensional Strip Club and the Baba Yaga stood out. To this day, I'm oh yeah, that's an SCP. This is what they're like.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of Baba Yaga. Mine were this one. Not this one. The statue that snaps your neck when you don't look at it.
Yeah.
But also this one that's if you ever see this thing, even in the photographs, this thing instantly knows where you are and just stops at nothing to take you down. It's pretty weird, but yeah, this one, I don't know. This one feels kind of like a partial jokey one, or just a weird, less creepy one.
I feel was David Lynch who did the.
David Lynch did Twin Peaks. And,
that's what I'm thinking of. The ones where a midget holds a flaming card at you in a strip club and talks backwards.
See, at least for a couple of them, that was my the vibe I was getting.
Mm-hmm. Never one in particular, just
yeah, definitely.
Nick Lays yodeling on a log.
Yeah. He it basically this one's very it has if it isn't, it's just kind of really interestingly coincidental that this is like this, because it feels like it's was inspired by David Lynch, or some of his weird just mind just mindfuckled movies.
Let's see. One thing I also picked up while you were doing the rundown was that everyone had about 5 minutes, maybe 10 of their acts.
Yeah.
But number 223, etc., had like 45, I think? 15, like... 15, 20... Yeah, only a half hour, 35. She had just like triple everybody else for some reason. Longer than the human sacrifice.
Yeah.
Just which to be fair, she was probably my favorite. Like, I would watch little robot dancey legs doing an Irish step dance. I'm like, no, I'd pay $5 for that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, 245 to 320. Jesus.
Yeah.
I guess it is a little bit one of the more involved, like next to the human sacrifice.
Yeah, it just stomps stink beetles in front of you. So
yeah,
I don't know. Like, but that's the other point too of like, particularly with the raptor maids, which everyone's like, whatever remembers about it, from my understanding. It's like a other dimensional thing. Like, saw humans and it was like, okay, this is what they like, and
it kind of reminds
me. Missed the point. It saw furries online. It was like, okay, sure.
It kind of reminds me of like now that I think about it, Rick and Morty's that interdimensional television, where like was kind of, but like but in like a stage version.
It's a police drama where we all evolved from corn.
Like just that kind of like silly, or like even a couple of them like basically the computer down until we got to what is it called, the SCP
the sacrifice,
the the sacrifice one kind of reminded me of like a Futurama, like something I'd see in Futurama, even like I don't know, between like the robot hell and stuff.
I almost feel like there was like just a pair of robot legs at some point in that, but in Futurama.
Yeah. Like, I'm just thinking...
Because you've been to several robot strip clubs in that series.
Yeah, no, that's exactly kind of what it reminded me of, is, like, one of the alien strip clubs or, like, robot strip clubs. Or, like, I could see this being, like, these being the acts in, like, a Futurama episode where they go to a strip club.
Yeah, and just one last thing of note, not my thought, but I remember reading, like, very early on... I want to say it was on, like, X on 4chan or something like that, where I kind of buzz that once in a while, but, so people were like, hey, remember SCP? What do you guys think? And someone was like, pointed out this episode, this entry, and then how the 1D unit, when everyone loses their money, he hands all his money to everybody else, and they're like, true bro, true bro. Like,
yeah. Oh, was that... Wait, hang on a second. Was he the one that got eaten? Or not got eaten?
744?
Who got killed?
Apprehended, take the infirmary. No, he's fine.
Okay.
Other one
maybe like something silly with that. It was like, oh, because you gave your money to your bros, you die.
No, 3432 went down.
Ah.
But I don't think did anything particular in this.
Yeah, again, it's like just D-cell or D-class. They
were dying anyway.
They were prison bros, probably. Yeah, I do have a couple of things. Is there anything else, or? I
think that was about all my notes here. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Yeah, because I did put a couple of things down. One actually is the first line in the description. SCP-1472 is a brightly painted single-story brick building located in East St. Louis, Illinois, USA, on the corner of Redacted Street and Redacted Avenue. All right. So here's my problem with this one in particular, is you've given the name of the city and even the section of the city it's in. Isn't that party foul? Isn't that a party foul for the SCP? Like, sure, you've redacted the street names, but it's a fairly noticeable building. I just feel like more redaction is needed for your super secret organization and their redacting policies in their documents.
Yeah, at least chop the city out, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm getting at. Like, they should just, like, in located in East Redacted. Like, You're not supposed to know, like, even the city, I feel like, for these things, but...
Yeah, you can cruise with SCP in your van and find it in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. And also, this is kind of an anomalous point. So this whole like place is really just kind of an anomalous point of reality, like sanity blasting even.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, especially when you go inside. But I feel like Hard Knocks crew stationed all over the place. I mentioned it earlier. It just feels like it's a waste of resources. Like, why? Like, maybe just show up like on the weekend.
What if Hard Knocks is like because they're rookies? Like, it's always the unit that's learning.
Maybe it's like the Greenhorns or like the okay.
It's newbie squad because all you're doing is like stopping homeless people from peeing in the interdimensional strip club.
Yeah, okay, I could get that. I said something where it's like, I wonder if. I also kind of wonder, this is more just like a speculation thing, but I wonder what 1472-1 thought of when he came out of the door and suddenly there was a perimeter fence around the building just blocking his business. It's like, goddamn jobs, like job stealing people.
I don't think he's ever implied to care about the money, though. Oh, no,
that's
cover charge.
Still has the cover charge and all that stuff, yeah. Or like,
concern,
I'm just wondering if he even batted an eye, or if he's just like some eldritch thing that doesn't have human emotion at all. But I don't know. It was a silly little note I put in there because right next to the one where I have I also kind of want to. So this place is empty except for Saturday at 2 in the morning. So say a homeless man manages to sneak in during the week, maybe prior to the notice of the SCP, like them setting up everything, and is in this area when it activates. Like, does he wake up in the active version? Like, does he just wake up in a strip club that's, like, has all these weird shit? Or is he kicked out? Or does he become an attraction?
I don't know,
Oh, no, sorry, go. Yeah.
I could imagine the corpse of the D unit becoming an attraction, but I would imagine he just kind of gets unmade temporarily.
Like, what if what's her name? We don't actually get a name for her. Trainer.
Oh.
No, what if Trainer is actually a victim, like a former victim?
Well, I think she's supposed to be like Zippy, I believe.
Oh, I thought she. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The implication is that the monkey is actually in charge.
Right. Yeah. He's the one giving, or they're the one giving orders. Yeah. So I wonder if what if Fantastic Zippy was actually just a again a homeless woman or something like that came in and basically became an attraction. Or the raptors are actually people.
Or the raptors were just rappers who walked into a strip club thousands of years ago and they became victims of it.
I mean, it's an SCP Foundation thing. There's very likely that this place has existed for all time and hasn't. Same with the libidinous elders. They were just...
Actually, it says it was built in the 70s, I think.
Yeah, no, I did. But I mean, like, the anomaly didn't start till like. I think it said early 2000s?
Yeah, 2001, they shut it down, and that started happening, but...
Yeah, so I mean, it's like some weird, like, interdimensional thing, so I could...
I'm just saying, my raptors fell into a strip club theory does not hold up.
I guess. I mean, it's SCP, sometimes I'm willing to extend my sense of disbelief. But yeah, that's that note. Do I have anything else in this one? I feel like I did. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, the Kundish sisters and Helen Keller just kind of felt like, gave me Twin Peaks vibes with the Red Room, where the backward-speaking midget and the tall man. I think the Fantastic Zippy and Trainer were the ones that creeped me out visually the most. Mainly just like this woman with a severed head.
Yeah, it was the first "oh no" moment, but now we're impossible.
Yeah. I mentioned earlier that
because you googled necrosis. So.
Yeah, that didn't help. Like I kind of thought I knew what it was, and then I really definitely knew what it was. Made it a little too real. Oh
no, I know what that means now.
Oh God, I looked it up. Yeah, and then like I said earlier,
deep cut.
I thought, what?
Oh no, I looked it up. It's deep cut. Old wrong clock.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I said about the Raptors, like I figured one of them was going to get mauled. I was actually surprised when they didn't. Futurama thing for the next three, and then oh yeah, so here's one where it's like this is about SCP-1093. Foundation Records Foundation Records confirm that SCP-1093 was secure in its containment unit during this time period, which suggests that this was a physically identical yet extremely violent instance of SCP-1093. And my comment to that is, or it's all the same entity just shapeshifting into all these things or crafting this illusion. Like there's the guy, the 1472-1 specifically says no cameras, no video, which is something that usually happens at a strip club. But it could also be another thing where it's like the illusion isn't actually, it's all in their heads of the person that's in there. Just kind of a little theory I came up with while I was looking at it, because it's like I'm wondering if like it's just a shapeshifter that's just basically borrowing things.
Well, my theory was, which I thought you were kind of touching on there, that the 4%. Well, it says that at that time the actual unit SCP was giving off about 4% of its normal power. I thought it was like its body is the radiation, and that's a projection it was giving out for some reason.
It's just, so like it was showing up in two places at the same time, or like astral projecting.
Yeah, it was pitching its energy to reach that far and then do something else.
Yeah, and
for whatever reason.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, and to what end? But then I was like, no, it's an inscrutable creature. Like the point is that we're never going to know what it why it's doing this. It's doing it because it's doing it. It's kind of the point of SCP sometimes. It's also the kind of the point of cosmic horror. It's just like we're never going to figure out what they do.
Yeah, this one in particular is just use a fucked up thing. Don't go inside. It's safe.
Yeah,
just track them if they get close.
It's contained. It's safe.
It's amusing to me sometimes what they label as safe in these, though.
Yeah.
Where it's like, here's the fucking like underwear that eats you alive. You put it on. Just don't put it on.
Have you read? I know you've listened to the show a couple of times. So have you actually read through some of the Lord Blackwood ones?
No, that was good enough for me. Basically, to hear on the show, like.
Yeah, that one was. I liked that one. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
But not creepy at all. And like this one's like kind of teetering on that edge of like it's not creepy, but it's more weird fiction. Like it's odd, it's strange, but it's not going to keep me up at night by thinking about it.
Yeah, it'll unsettle you for a bit just knowing that if it were there, but
and I honestly think that's really just because of like one or two of the descriptions of the attractions or whatever, or like or performances that are in there. Yeah,
it's real. I was saying there's not really a story per se to this. There's not really a lot of direction or reason or content, but yeah, it's got a lot of like visuals that just like that's why I remember like, oh yeah, that thing, and that thing happened in this.
Yeah, like the Velociraptor with the maid outfits.
Yeah, maid Velociraptors, and yeah, like dead historical figure and yodeling log ladies. I distinctly remembered.
Yeah.
And I forgot about the headless lady and the.
Honestly, like I'm trying to think. I think honestly the headless lady, the think on it, the Velociraptor one has been sticking with me all since I first read it. So, but definitely I definitely found the creepy headless woman was definitely the I guess the performance of the night for me.
I think I forgot the telepathic sex blobs, but yeah. I think I assumed they were there as well. Like I wasn't surprised.
Also, for the humanoid legs, or the mechanical humanoid legs, all I could think of were the legs from the Nazi legs from Kung Fury. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Or
I did. I remember Nazi legs though.
Like when they're showing like a compilation of like the Nazis learning like kung fu and stuff, and like taking formulas, and they have like this machine that they're like have a wheel while it's like doing kicks and stuff. It's just legs doing like martial arts kicks.
Yeah, I feel like I'd just seen something like that before, so
Fair, yeah.
I don't know. A slight hint of like Waltzing Gromit's wrong pants.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah. It seems like that's a common thing in pop culture.
I mean, it's...
Robot pants or robot legs.
Yeah, once you get robot arm and robot eye, even robot eyes, like... We don't have that yet, do we? Robot eyes? In reality?
We have, like, prosthetics for blind people that actually do, like, allow them to see now, to a degree.
Really? Shit.
Yeah, it's like a sensor that they plug in. They're able to actually get it into their heads or like use some kind of like echolocation style thing. I think. I don't know. That's going off away from the SCP and what we're doing in general. I don't think I have anything else really to say. I mean, if you're a fan of SCP, I'd recommend this one because it's definitely a humorous one to look at. If you're thinking of like checking out an SCP that's scary, I don't really recommend it because it's not that creepy. But it was enjoyable to read.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend. Again, like I was skimming through real quick, it was one of the... I went for things that were noun and clear, interesting titles. So I got a lot of like Bigfoot things and clown monsters, and then... Yeah, like Dimensional Strip Club. I'm like, yeah, got my attention. And it's about like 3 pages, maybe?
Yeah, I'm looking at my... I have it in Google Docs, actually, and it's about 5 with the entry of 1093. So.
Oh, yeah, and that's probably longer than the actual...
Actually, not really. It's like... I'm only about 2 pages long, so... yeah, it's about 3 pages long, the full thing, with like everything expanded.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's what I like about SCP, like, because the SCP entries, we haven't had them on the show a lot because they're not really story focused, and that's kind of what our show's about.
Yeah, it's not going to fill an hour in most cases.
Yeah, or even like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes like you read an entry, and like I like that they give you like a descriptor of like an encounter with the thing, because it gives it a little bit more of a story to that degree, like a different kind of narrative. Yeah, I think that is about it for SCP-1472.
The absolute last thing I have to say is I was skimming through for last ideas, and I had passed 3D class tests too quickly, and I thought it said 3D glasses.
You know what? I think if that's at the very beginning of that, like the where they show up.
Yeah, it's the first thing in the test log.
I definitely remember like double taking on that. Just the way it's spaced out. Yeah. Okay, so that was SCP-1472, and now we're moving on to the waifus.
Yes.
Nightmare Waifu. So I want you to explain this
for
our audience and me.
To be very brief, to dip into Amadine for 1 second, we did a live one pretty recently, and it was very clear that shipping and the waifus were what everyone was really into when we were like going for crowd input.
Nice.
With the first one, they were like, yeah, okay. And then we're like, okay, well, this one's like a Yuri series. Everyone's like, well, who are we going to ship with who? And like, we had a chart going for a while with happy faces and like sad faces between it and stuff. But let's see. The term Nightmare Waifu is a thing I've been tripping across on various bits of 4chan. It's if I'm making it a little blue, a fear boner effect. It's things like the Silent Hill nurses often wind up in there, or like feminized versions of Slender Man or the Pyramid Head. Things that are like, oh god, zombie girls are in there a lot.
Yeah, terrifying, but then like somebody makes them sexy to make them less terrifying.
It's clearly a mix of it, yeah, like gender swap Freddy Krueger kind of stuff. Like generally, like it's one of those ideas that are like daring you kind of appeals, or like, I dare you to find this attractive. You spider people, and some people are like, yeah, okay.
I'd fuck it.
Yeah, I'd fuck the rake monster. Give me.
God. I do know that like, or I was looking up the other link that you sent me for this one because I'm looking at the original one, but the one from Reddit, I think, or the Reddit conversation about it, and somebody posted I think it might be the original person that did this, but it was basically meant to be like some kind of like therapeutic like media thing that the guy was told by his therapist.
Yeah, he had to shake things up because he had insomnia and nightmares, and
yeah, and these were basically all his nightmares. And then so he decided, well, I like waifus. I think waifus are hilarious, so I'll just make nightmare waifus.
Yeah, this is a choose your own adventure picture, which was kind of trending on all over the place, but fortunately, I keep seeing thread dumps of them. TG particularly loves them. Where it's like, choose your party and go fight a demon, or like, which superpower do you have? Here's like a little thumbnail for each one, and should I run this down? Is that was the idea, or do you want me to explain the word Nightmare Waifu?
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. First, just because I kind of know what waifu means, but what is waifu?
Oh wow, okay, we're going.
Like I'm familiar with it. I just like also like I don't know, who knows? Maybe there's somebody on our audience that doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. I've never super gotten into the concept myself, but it's generally like your imaginary 2D love, where it's just like, this is the best character. I would live with this character. I would love and marry this cartoon character.
Yeah, so it's like your dream girl or your dream wife, basically from
your ideal girl in some cartoon form, or I guess you could do it with real people too. But that's kind of weird, extra weird. But
yeah.
And then there's like Daughteru I've been seeing more recently, which is genuinely like, I would raise this as my child and love her so much, and platonic love stuff going on. I could definitely dip into crazy, but like this is where body pillow thing has come from. But
yeah, well, I mean, me and me and Gamer in Yellow actually have a saying when it comes to Japanese animes that have like the president is a dog. Mm-hmm. Our explanation for all of that is just carpeted as it's Japan.
Oh yeah, that's
and I
very
mean,
fair.
Like you like if you find it weird, you find like, but yet sometimes you find it charming. Like it's interesting. It's. I think that's honestly one of the things that attracts me to like Japanese anime and stuff is that wacky, like seemingly random choices they put in their aesthetics.
Yeah, we at a panel too. We went to the same convention. They were talking about how like there is definitely a degree of one-upsmanship going on with anime, about how weird they can get things in both the hentai world and actual anime world. We're like, I bet I could do this, and people would buy it. And some people, they're just like, that's where the really weird dark stuff comes from. Some people run with it.
Yeah.
And it stays around more than they intended, and they're like, okay.
Oh, shit. It's like, I've made a horrible mistake.
Which, from what I keep hearing, is how Dragon Ball happened, too.
Yeah.
Like, he was just literally bored with it by the end. But yeah, this is a fusion of all those things. Let's see. It's got a little intro written up, which seems to imply some kind of dream wizard or intangible thought god thing. That's just saying, like, well, I got these nightmares laying around. I don't know what to do with them. I don't feel like breaking them, so I'm giving them one to you. Here are, 6 of these? I thought it's more.
I think there's about 6.
8? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
I
think there was like an original, like an earlier post that only had like a couple of them. Like I think there's a couple of renditions, but this one's seems to be the fullest one.
Yeah, some of them are shorter than the others. I see that now, but 9 full, and it's like, here's these 9 horrible things that can happen to you every night. It's the only dream you'll ever have for 1 year until you conquer it in a specific way for each one. And if you don't, it will start to leak into reality, like more and more as it goes on.
Yeah, or you'll die and you'll be trapped inside.
It's
a lose-lose scenario if you don't win.
Yeah, and from these nightmares, she's also created 9 waifus, vaguely related ladies who are variously horrifying and helpful, that have powers and like requirements and requests from you. And I guess one of my main upfront complaints is it's not super specific on rules with this, because you and me had to figure out if they meant you could pick your waifu or not.
I remember you telling me that, like, okay, so choose one of the nightmares and then choose one of the waifus. And I remember reading through the rules, and it said just really to conquer your things. Also, hey, you have this companion character on the way.
Well, it says you're free to choose whichever one tickles your fancy, which I took as, pick one. And they're clearly based on one or another. But, it's all like, this one has this power, and she likes to do this, and she likes it when you do this to her, and...
Also, she's spunky.
And she's got a quirky personality, and she eats human souls, and if you bring her to the real world, she'll move into your apartment. And it's that in various flavors.
Do we want to go into the nightmares and then the waifus themselves? Maybe just do, like, quick, like, rundown of each nightmare?
Let's do a quick one. Let's see. There's, how about, you want the dreams or the waifus? You can split it.
Let's go with the dreams first, and then we'll do it like it has on the layout.
All right. Living complex. In short, it is a maze of flesh. It's just made of blood and intestines and muscle and sludge, and if you stay in a spot too long, it starts absorbing you. I just realized it's basically Giger's Dark Seed. World. Like it's very much just bioorganic architecture. Okay. And to win, you have to escape the maze. Every time you wake up, every time you go back to sleep, you go back to where you were in the maze. There is an exit somewhere in all the various holes and organs. If you don't, it absorbs you and you become part of the walls.
Yeah.
Deep waters, you're basically treading water in the middle of the ocean, and there is something down there, and it eats you.
And you have to find a weapon.
Yep, there's a weapon somewhere deep in the ocean. You gotta go get it, and you gotta fight it in an epic Viking battle or something. As I just pictured it, I don't know, I imagine a golden sword, and you're fighting a fucking whale shark or something.
Yeah, just like... Or like a Buster Sword equivalent of a harpoon.
Yeah, these are all like two paragraph summaries and basically little poetry saying of those kind of things. The labyrinthine apartment, which is a spooky abandoned apartment only inhabited by ghost people who don't seem to notice you. There is some unknown... None of them are violent, but there is some unknown puzzle going on. You have to dig in and solve to get out.
Yeah, sir, isn't there something... I remember, I thought I remember reading that there's something stalking you, and that's what you're trying...
there's something following you is definitely part of it. I don't think it's... Okay. The phases, they ignore you. Every window is the same. You can never feel truly at ease here. Out of the corner, you feel something staring.
Okay, that must be what it is.
Yeah, there's something there, which,
And you have to spend... you're spending basically the year trying to find the clue that you know is in this place, and that is the key to getting out, basically.
It multiplies every night you're in there for how long you feel like you're in there until after the year you are stuck there. You cannot leave. You cannot die.
Yeah.
There's the Night Children.
God. For reals, this one is a nightmare I've had.
Oh, okay.
Not quite not the exact details, but basically running from something small or. Like creepy children in a forest is something.
Yeah, you're on a road. There's street lights start going out, and there are ghostly, glowing children out in the woods. And then they start surrounding you slowly until you realize one's behind you, and you die. It just steals you at the end. You have to escape it. You have to brave the dark. You have to run into the forest, and just run blindly through until you find what they want you to find.
Yep.
Presumably put them at peace or rest or something. An infested memory.
Fear factor, the dream.
Pretty much, you're in a room, and then bugs, more and more mutated bugs. They come in there, eat you, and kill you, rip you to pieces.
And the only way, and actually, it looks like one of the ways to keep it is just to basically have a very maintain a tolerance, and
you have to just zen through it.
Just embrace it. Yeah.
You're like, I don't care. This is all right. Just no fear, no struggling. Just let them do it.
Yeah.
Open your mouth, wait for them to go inside, etc.
Oh.
I know. Waiting for the end. I'm going to get into the hell yes, the fuck no at the end. Yeah. Let's see. Waiting for the end. basically a hellfire storm is happening on your location, and I don't think it gives you a time limit specifically, but
you're basically, as soon as you are in the dream, you have to start running to find a way to avoid to get out of the city, basically.
Yeah, there's a way out, but there's a very particular way. You got to do it fast. So
yeah, because basically it's an obstacle course to get out of the city.
Speed running is what I kept thinking of it. Like there's a way, but I know which way to do it. You got to do it ASAP. You got to wall clip through this thing and such. Otherwise, it's going to end. If the time limit expires, you basically end that part of the world you're in. It happens for reals. I don't think the bugs one or the next one says specifically, but I assume it happens for real is the answer of what happens after a year.
You are basically consumed by insects or
sting sickness.
You have that horrible sickness.
Yeah, internal hyper blackness rot. You get super leprosy, super plague, real fast.
Basically,
the more you think about it, the worse it gets, and it eats you up faster and more painfully. And it's in your mind when you wake up, and the only way to survive it and escape it is to not think about it for 24 hours. You're like, nope, shut the pain. I don't remember that. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that one I was like, at first I was thinking, I was like, oh yeah, no, I could totally I think I feel like for me at a certain point I would become numb to the whole concept of it, or desensitized. I think is really so. I think that one would be possibly easy to overcome. But anyway, let's keep going.
Let's see. Yeah, that one and Bug one felt similar in several ways, but I'll get into that too. Bowels of the Earth. You're in a rocky tunnel that's getting smaller and smaller as you crawl into it.
I just realized this one's basically Ted the Caver, the dream. This one basically sounded like Ted the Caver to me, which is a creepypasta about a guy who basically caves, or he goes into a cave and goes into a cave that nobody has ever done before, and he gets tighter and smaller, and he eventually gets into just keeps crawling in through as far as he can.
Let's see. Yeah, claustrophobia. You have to go through, no turning back, no looking back. You just have to commit to it and go all the way in, and so you can't
anymore. There's things on the wall, right? Too.
It's implied there's bugs and something in there, but not trying to get you per se. It's just super, super tight and creepy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which reminds me, I saw this one, the whole claustrophobia thing. I'm not particularly fazed by it, but it reminded me of a particular scene in a novel I read in middle school. I think it was Goblins in the Castle. It was a kid's fantasy novel thing.
Oh, or The Princess and the Goblin?
No. It was
okay.
It was a kid unleashes goblins and with a wizard. He's living with his tower, and they take over. But he makes friends with the little runt one, and he's they're in a cave, and he knows the way, and the girl's like, wait, am I big enough to fit through this? And he's like, yeah. Hang on a second. And he runs back and forth, holding out his hands, and so he's
nice.
Yeah, you're good.
And then she really isn't. Would she?
Well, she does, but she gets she's barely making it, and she's like, "How? This is okay." He's measuring with his hands. How close could he have gotten?
Yeah,
and she barely gets through. But and the last nightmare is the subterranean dweller. You're just deep in the earth in a sewer or tunnel or cave, and there's a thing down there, and it knows it perfectly. It has lived there much longer than you, and it can sense things down there, and it's going to hunt and kill you. It's going to just stalk you nonstop until you find what it wants you to find. There's something precious to it, then you don't know where it is. It's buried or hidden deep. It might be buried in the wall. It might be underwater. It might be deep in a puddle that you can't see the bottom of. You need to get that and get that to him, or else he'll just kill you again. Yeah,
very kind of like Slender, the one of the Slender games, kind of, or kind of the Slender Man thing, stalking you, kind of.
Yeah,
or Minotaur, I guess, even.
Even more. Yeah. Minotaur Labyrinthian.
Yeah. Well, before we go to waifus, we want to
pick our dreams and break those down.
Yeah, pick away that or see what we think of each one.
Sure.
Yeah, because I honestly feel.
I guess what's your pick for number one?
Yeah, nightmare pick for me, honestly, actually, is the Night Children or Probably Night Children, to be perfectly honest. Mainly because I have experience with that nightmare.
You've done a test run.
Honestly, Night Children is my pick. Like, again, just because, I don't know. Like, I think maybe the sickness one or even the bug one, eventually I'd be unfazed after even like a half a year of dealing with that. But again, like I'm saying that not ever having experienced that, so or even like in a nightmare or anything like that. So I don't know. Subterranean Dweller. I've had that dream of like being hunted and anxiety, kind of like Night Children, and that no, I don't want to do that again.
You've been there, but don't want to go back this time.
Yeah, exactly. Like Night Children, I could deal with. I could run. But yeah, Night Children's my choice for nightmare.
Incidentally, so is mine. Because I'm not terribly phased with the dark. Speaking of children, okay. And they are obviously violent, but they don't seem terribly malicious, and it seems like your death in that one is like, they're behind you, you're dead, which...
they got you, or like tag, you're it.
Yeah, like you wait. It says also that there's rules. Most of them are covered already, but it mentions that like if you get a wound in there, it's proportionally like 100 times smaller or something like that. So
unless you inflict it yourself, which I could see that being an issue with infested memory, possibly, and definitely bursting sickness and the waiting for the dead, because like you could inflict like you're like clawing at yourself and inflicting that kind of thing, or whereas the other ones like don't really kind of offer too bad of an issue if you do get hurt.
Yeah, I keep imagining like a tiny little nick on the back of your neck because they like bite your throat out or whatever, but or use their ghost magics.
Okay, so we both chose Nightmare.
That's a big one. I heard, from what I was seeing in the Reddit thread, the Labyrinthine Department is a popular choice because you kind of can't die in it.
My problem with that one is I'm terrible at clue.
Puzzle games. Like that was my that's too big of a risk for me.
I was like, Labyrinthine was like.
I could fuck this up. Like I'm creative, but in the way that like I think like no one else does. So.
And I mean, like you have a lot of time every night, like because you seem to have like more, like you get more and more hours every night. But even then, like.
Yeah, by the 10th night, you're spending 512 hours in the nightmare. I think it's squaring or something like that.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was like, oh yeah, no, Labyrinth. Wait. I'm dumb. I was also thinking, like, living complex. Like, living complex isn't too bad. It's like, no, because then you look like, yeah, sure, you can try and get out, but like...
It's a real roll the dice.
It's that one's I just feel like between Living Complex and Night Children, I'll take my chances with the Night Children in the woods than I will with basically a Shoggoth, like being trapped inside of a Shoggoth.
Yeah, you're in the stomach, get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Complex. Yeah, it was a roll the dice. I didn't trust the odds as much in that one.
Yeah,
it's not test of wills so much as maybe test of mind and a lot of luck.
Deep Waters also kind of has like I think I've had that dream before where I'm in the like an endless ocean or something like that, and like just having like knowing something's below me. Like I have that in the waking world when I'm trapped when I go out to. When I was a kid, I used to like go like tubing and stuff, and like we'd fall off the tube on the end of the boat in the lake, and just that feeling of being in the middle of a deep lake is super unsettling to me because I've seen way too many movies like Deep Blue Sea or Jaws or Lake Placid. Like Lake Placid ruined the lake for me for about half a summer. So
that movie was too doofy for me even when I watched it when I was younger. Like. It has the old lady tell you to suck her dick.
That's fair. Honestly, like I like that old woman was fun.
Like,
that made that movie. But
that's what I remember about it. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, Deep Waters I could do. I think if I needed to. I also have a weird thing in my dreams where I'm not quite lucid dreaming, but if I get into danger, like. And I'm not dying because I'm in a dream, I'm like, oh, all right, I'm invincible. I forgot. And like
suddenly the nightmare becomes a dream.
I get powers I didn't know I had. I'm like, well, I'm fall off a cliff. I'm gonna jump in midair. Oh wait, I can fly by strategically jumping midair. I didn't know I could do this. Why didn't I think of this before?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I imagine like diving to the bottom, get like a keyblade, and fucking sort of fight a narwhal or like a giant narwhal or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, there's definitely that option for that one. I just, yeah, waking. I guess yeah, I'm thinking more waking world stuff. It's like just my waking world fear of like deep water.
Yeah. Infested memory, I do not want. Like I
again,
would fight back.
It's fear factor. Maybe maybe after a couple of months dealing with it, I could probably accept it, but I don't. That first week is going to be bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I was talking with some of the guys, one of my friends on Skype before, and we were saying that between the bursty sickness and FS memory, we could do that, but we don't want to. Like it is going to be hellish doing it, and you're not going to come out good. Like. Especially that initial like couple of dreams. Like, it's a physical torment that
it's a personal torment. Like it's affecting you on a smaller scale than any of the other ones, and that's kind of the problem.
Yeah, you're gonna turn out a particular way with it. You have to zen yourself through some horrible shit.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way with like the sickness one, and even. Bowels of the Earth, because like I think I've had claustrophobia isn't too bad with me, but I do know that like I hate confined spaces. So to a degree,
I'm cool with it. I'm a tall fellow, but I'm very flexible, so I would imagine just not being very fazed by it for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at willpower as far as shutting things out. Not so much controlling myself, but being like, yep, just hold it back, keep going. Waiting for the end. It felt very, the way you said speed running. Like he's got into the pro strats to get the bike, to get to the car, just bluff the guard and get out. It just feels very high stakes because of the implications.
I think the anxiety would get to me because I think I've had not nightmares like this, but like I've had nightmares where I'm like being chased by something or like I'm trying to reach a spot and it's just out of reach kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that, the anxiety would be kind of uncomfortable for me.
Well, my main anxiety is that if they're leaking into reality, and then you're going to at least like blow up a city, if not like end the world if you fuck this up.
There's also that. I'm thinking of number one.
That's when we get to the waifus, getting out is number one. It's not who's my kawaii ugu.
It's. I don't know. I just because I've been thinking about it. It's like, oh no, trying to escape. I don't know. This one would be uncomfortable. And you're just like, well, I mean, I decimate the world. I guess so.
I mean, it would also be because frustrating and.
I think that would also be it because again, it's that part of those dreams where you're race against time kind of thing, and something's always stopping you.
Yep. And are you going the right direction? Yeah. Am I doing this the best? Am I hit the reset and just reset and try it again.
Yeah.
Subterranean Dweller, it feels doable but stressful.
Same thing as with the Apocalypse one, or trying to outrun the End of Days.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of you're being stalked, or that anxiety you get from being hunted.
It's the he's there.
You're trying to, and you're basically you're trying to solve a puzzle on an even worse time limit than the labyrinthine apartments.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one would be more uncomfortable than the labyrinthine apartments for me because working under pressure.
Immediate threat going on. If you don't keep moving, making progress, he's going to just club you or whatever.
Exactly. If you go into the wrong tunnel, you hit a dead end, then you're trapped. I can see Subterranean Dweller also feels like I get anxious when I watch Let's Players on YouTube playing those labyrinth games where they're trying to outrun something.
With the one where you had the video camera in the Insane Asylum or whatever that one.
I think Slender or
not Slender. That's probably an example.
That's one of them, but Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
I don't think so. No, that's something else. That was also a spooky game. That was neat. Video camera.
I'm not familiar with one that's an asylum than otherwise.
Outlast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Outlast.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, especially when the big guy shows up and you're just like trying to find like a ventilation shaft or something to escape him. Yeah,
hiding simulator.
Or what's it called? Or Alien Isolation, even like when the xenomorph shows up in the corridor you're trying to get through and you just have to hide. Like, yeah, ugh. All right, so
dip into the waifus then.
Yeah, let's go into these waifus.
All right. Yeah, it says they made them to join you, and it wasn't super clear, but it seems like if you succeed,
yeah, it says you're free to choose whichever one tickles your fancy, but try not to choose a combination too unfavorable for your survival. So that makes me think that you can choose the waifu from a different nightmare than you're actually dealing with.
Yeah,
so.
they're clearly custom made for that one in general, but also the thing was it wasn't super clear. It says they can come into reality, but in each entry, which I assume is after 1 year if you survive it.
Yeah.
Any other in your dream, they'll guide you, they'll help you, but they've got their own quirks and problems.
Yeah, is it if you survive it, or is it if you beat it at the end of the year? Like you wait till the end of the year to beat it or something?
I assumed it was after a year they kind of just come over because of their own thing, but because I don't know if it seems strange that they would include it if you... Yeah, it says here in the flesh monster, it says, like, if you manage to get out, she can move in with you. And
yeah.
So I think it's just if you succeed.
Yeah.
For some reason, in my headcanon, I put it, like, after 1 year, if you're alive, they'll come out to you.
Yeah.
Let's see. For the flesh maze, from that she made the disjointed viscera. It is not a human. It can make itself look like a human. It is flesh. It is made of flesh in whatever order it feels like. It can
manipulate itself to be any kind of flesh.
It can turn any person. The more you hang out with it, it'll look more like a person that appeals to you. When it's threatened, it can just become a mass of bones and claws and teeth.
Let's just say what it is. It's a shoggoth.
I mean, I don't necessarily know what a shoggoth is, but I get the impression of it from other things.
It's basically a gelatinous thing of meat with teeth and eyes, and there's ones called Shoggoth Lords that can actually manipulate themselves to become human human disguises.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking of Yithians for a minute. Yeah, they're the ones that were like the Cthulhu minion things. They could do whatever by becoming whatever.
Yeah, they were a minion race that basically overthrew their masters.
Let's see. Yeah, she shapeshifts. She's very fickle. She doesn't get how humans work, so... In and out of the dream, you'll have to kind of handhold her through any kind of interactions.
And it looks like you'll have to spend a couple of years basically getting her accustomed to being...
Teaching her how to people, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Teaching her how to be people.
Let's see, the Leviathan spawn is for the ocean level. Vaguely related to that creature. She is roughly human-shaped, but...
with shark-like elements, I guess.
Yeah, she's kind of a shark girlish thing with direct descendancy. She's very carnivorous. She's fond of you in a very condescending way, very patronizing, and she encourages courage, and she actually exudes it to a degree.
Yeah, she's more the direct, go headfirst into danger.
Yeah, she seems the brute character, which almost made me pick her. Just
tomboyish, yeah.
Emergency backup, go distract him, and she will be like, ah! She lives with you. She needs to be doused in water regularly, so.
Or you have to live near the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Or get a pool or something. Very, very strong, very physical character, and very dynamic. The obscure landlord comes from the apartments. She's a general magic user. Particularly, she is... I think she's the one with time magic.
Time magic, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, she can freeze, slow down things. Yeah, she can freeze for 10 seconds.
Can she speed it up, too, or is it just slowing down?
8 times as fast, or slow down to 1/4.
Okay.
To what you perceive it to be. So, yeah, she can make the pain nightmares go faster, or slow down to think about your plans in the apocalypse. She's very she's very casual and whimsical kind of thing.
She's like, it's that kind of anime trope girl that's who
would probably have her eyes closed the entire time.
Exactly, yeah, or very kind of daydreamy, but then she actually knows what she's doing. Even though she doesn't look like she's just kind of shuffling around or
vaguely maternal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she can... Yeah, if you do escape the nightmare, she won't see why. She'll want to invite you to live with her in the nightmare world.
Yeah.
Which will give you a degree of immortality and just give up your old life. The Night Stalker is from our favorite, the child ghost dream.
Yeah.
She's kind of a very antisocial. She's very quiet. She only speaks in 2 words at most.
And she likes to either look at you from afar or get
she's always
right
too close or too far. Yeah.
Yeah.
No social skills either. But she's actually pretty affectionate towards you, but she's really practical. Specializes in escaping and running. She'll teach you to move fast and quietly like her. But she's kind of brutal with her methods. She's okay with letting you get caught and dying if it means she'll learn more about the way to escape.
Yeah, because you're going to come back next night. So.
Yeah. It gives me the impression of that.
It's practical in that I think that's what it means when it means practical. Like she's or pragmatic. Like she's like, you're going to survive. Like you're fine.
Yeah, she's very big picture.
Yeah.
Let's see. It reminds me of that movie. I forget what it was, but it was kind of like a time skippers thing where like the guy kept dying over and over and over in some war, and the chick was training him.
That was Tom Cruise's movie. Edge of Tomorrow.
Maybe, but this when he gets he breaks his leg. He's like, "Well, no point in training anymore. I'm going to kill you so you can reset." Yeah,
and he's just like, "Oh no, bang!" And resets.
Yeah, and she'll move in with you on Earth if you survive. But she hates the sun. Doesn't come out before the moon goes up. But she's actually very sweet and innocent to a degree, if very out of touch with people.
Yeah.
The insectoid housewife.
Yeah.
Is more of a generic waifu notion. More the monster girl type. She is a big old moth lady.
Very motherly moth lady, yeah.
Covered in carpus as a homemaker. She has no idea what she's doing. She is
but damn it, she's got gumption.
Yeah, she's very supportive and emotional. She's actually built from your childhood memories, and so you have perfect access to them. That's part of the clue. I can comfort you through those. And yeah, if you get her out, she will very gladly come and live with you and love you and become your literal wife. She'll get a ring out, and she'll expect you to give her a big old room where she can lay her giant clutches of eggs.
Yep.
The Scion of Death. It's the Apocalypse one. Last one being from the Bug one. She is kind of a blood sacrifice cultist. The more you give up to her, the more blood you shed, the more powerful she gets their magic.
This one's almost kind of the deal breaker for her power, her sacrificing power is kind of a deal breaker for me because it's based on the rules of the game itself. Because again, being inflicted by wounds and some of that, they are not as bad in the real world unless you do it to yourself, and I can see that going really badly with this one.
Yeah, powers grow affect yourself with the pain. So yeah, the more gruesome, permanent, invisible your injuries.
Yeah, which
I think implies if you're also regular hurt, it does it a little bit, but it's not unless you do it yourself that it's a very big deal. Yeah, she's very jealous and clingy, and she wants to end humanity.
Yeah. Also, regardless of if she comes to the real world, it's still the end of the world because eventually she's going to...
Yeah, she comes out and she's like, well, time to end the world. You want to come with? And if you say, no, don't. She's like, okay, fine. You'll die last. And
yeah, exactly.
Which, again, the Skype buddy was okay with her because he's got some equivalent exchange belief, and by the time she does that, he's probably been long dead anyway.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, we're still... I just not my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Doomsday thing is definitely a deal breaker to me, more than the self-sacrifice. But, the New Age Medicant, she is kind of a faith healer. Literally, the more you believe in her, the more powerful she is. She's traveling all over, doing spiritual healing stuff, and if you leave, she's going to want to go on a journey through other dream dimensions.
Yeah, she wants you to stay with her so that she can have a bodyguard, and then...
Yeah, and she'll teach you her ways, yeah.
Yeah.
The Trioptic Scorpion from the Underground stage. A vaguely insectoid woman again, who is utterly blind in her eyes, but she has antennas and 3 eyes on her forehead that can see an infrared, regular, and thermal vision.
Yeah, her human eyes are blind, but she still has the insect eyes. And she basically is a kind of very overprotective, I think, of you.
Yeah, you have no chitinous shell. You have no claws. You're laughably soft and weak. So she's very protective of you because you can't do anything for yourself. Come on, buddy. And like,
for me, I felt that this one was kind of like really just kind of treading over the same like stuff as the insect girl or the insect one from earlier. Like I was kind of expecting, I don't know, like maybe like an elemental character of some kind, but I don't know how you'd make that creepy as well.
Yeah, it crosses over, but she seems more she's physically competent, while the other one is more like emotional magic stuff. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, and if you survive, she gladly lives with you, but she's 2 foot taller than any other human man. She's got no biological clock. Yeah, so she's up at unknown hours because she sleeps whenever. And the labyrinthian maze has the Waifus urchin, midst of adolescence, so I assume little girl of some kind. Yeah, so we're now going into the creepiest of the ones to have. But yeah, she's cowardly and fearful. She's actually bends to your will because she's afraid of any kind of sign of aggression. But she's been running from the monster that lives in the maze so long that she's got a degree of like sixth sense. Yeah. She can sense things out, sense danger. And then basically she looks to you, like she idolizes you and looks to you for... Yeah, she loves... and stuff. Yeah. And when you leave that, your praise and your emotional support is going to be all she has. If you're in the real world, she's gonna... She loves company, she loves seeing new things, but she's definitely go to as an older sibling or parental figure. Yeah. If you don't want to go the creepy route, you can you're just brother and sister. She could be your daughter instead of your wife. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She likes seeing new things. She'll be social, but she's gonna put you first and all that. And where'd you go with this one? With this one, it was kind of a toss-up between Insectoid Housewife and Disjointed Viscera. Okay. Mainly because, with the Disjointed Viscera, it's a Shoggoth! Oh my god, yes! And with the I think the Insect Housewife, had a, I don't know, I liked their personalities. Yeah. But yeah, with the, I think with Disjointed Viscera, with the Night Children, I think her monstrous abilities would be able to hold them back while I'd be running, basically. I had that mental image as well at some point. Okay, yeah. She's not my pick, but yeah, I did imagine she was a candidate. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them that would be, but yeah, where you're almost the spot of closing on, and you're like, get them, boy, and they shoot. Exactly, it's like flesh scorpions. Yeah. And again, me being a cultist and loving, I like my fandom for Lovecraft. Actually, I keep thinking of her battle mode as a non-chitinous version of the the movie we went to War of the Bugs, Starship Troopers. Oh, one of those pincher-faced ones. Yeah, yeah, I that, but bones. Yeah, I'm also seeing kind of some of the monsters out of Resident Evil. Yeah, the ones that their torsos open up and swallow you, kind of ones. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it just kind of I don't know. I get a serious Shoggoth vibe from her. So. Okay. Yeah, so she'd mostly be your backup and extra instead of too many eyes to get you through. Basically. How would your life be with just default choice with these games? I think you no girlfriend, you're not committed. Yeah. What would your life be like with the Disjointed Viscera afterward? I basically try to make it work. I don't know. No, I've heard that. It would be. I think. I don't know. It's it'd be interesting. Maybe just trying to help her be more human. I think this was also something that. Well, she knows what food is and all that. How would you start? What would you show her about the world? I'd probably show her movies, like The Thing, or yeah. Where she laughs the most, and then she's like, "Oh no, they kill it." Oh no, it's that happens. Or yeah, I don't know why. It just for some reason I think that would be that'd be an interesting choice. Yeah, that was definitely a candidate.
Yeah.
I will say. The degree of naivety is cute as well, I will say.
Yeah, and I think that's also the thing with the insectoid housewife, is, like, also kind of like the exotic nature of it.
Yeah, like a monster girl appeal is there.
Yeah.
She's the most generically feminine, for sure.
Yeah.
The most openly,
like,
at a degree.
Also, I like the caring aspect of it, so...
Yeah, you're going to need that for some of the more horrifying ones, it looks like.
Yeah.
The mentally straining ones.
I remember, like, looking at, like, Night Stalker, I was like, no. They got too... That's almost, like, kind of like... There's real things like that.
I'll get back to that one when I get my pick, but...
Okay. Definitely siding more to disjointed viscera, but, like, insectoid housewife is definitely a...
second tier.
Second, yeah.
Yeah, Viscera seemed like the most diverse, I thought. Like, she's not going to be a real handicap in most of these.
Yeah, that was also what I was thinking, like, tactically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of
itself.
meta powers, but yeah, she's kind of utility, whatever you need physically. So to speak. But, despite what I was saying about fuck no forever about the bug one, because I have a degree of arachnophobia, I think, or I see a spider, I have to kill it. Like,
yeah, I think I've heard you say that in a couple of the games.
I hate them more than I fear them. Like,
yeah,
I've said before, I leave their corpses on the walls to scare off to warn the others. Like,
right.
But despite that, the Tropic Scorpion.
Really?
Yeah, her personality is not overbearing. To the afterlife thing, despite being like up at weird hours, is she'll bro out. She'll just be cool for whatever. And also because I'm basing my dream in one that's entirely dark, or increasingly dark, and she can see in all degrees of light. So she could be like, that way, and she can just like muscle up if need be to hold off a few seconds. My slight addendum to it, she's my first pick in blind pick, general. If I kind of get like a lineup of them, it's gonna depend a lot on the scuttly legs, on the lower bits. If she's like
full like centaur kind of, or
scorpion centaur, Drider, I think they're called.
Drider, Drider.
I think if she's full Drider, because we see kind of the portrait style of her, but she's mostly human face on a bug body with bug hands, but not in a sex way, but if that's the thing, that creeps me out, of just like little scampery legs. Like, I'd get over it if I had to pick blind, but it unsettles me a lot. On the plus side, though, she doesn't have the fucked up spider face, which is what really gets me every time. With their weird mandible things, their weird butt faces.
Oh yeah. Oh, with the with scorpions or
arachnids in general, I think.
I guess they all have basically all kind of crustaceans and insects. Yeah.
Yeah, because less so. They have the more big spike things, but as backups, let's see if she did. Night Stalker, I think, was my next one.
Okay.
She's large picture harmless. She's creepy, but she's genuine about it. But also, just get the fuck out powers. Like, that's what you need in those. Move fast, move quiet, lose the fuckers.
Yeah, especially in Night Children.
Mm-hmm. She's kind of a draw as my second draft with Leviathan Spawn, though. Like, send her out, fuck him up. It's a very valid option to me. But she's also be like, come on, this way, go. And
yeah, Leviathan was like, I think my third, only because like I don't mind the tomboy angle, but I don't like also like the fact that like she's super confrontational. Like,
and she's above you, she's
that would get
quarter god or whatever. But let's see, what about also the water thing would be kind of weird to live with afterwards. But mostly I'm unclear with how strong she's supposed to be.
Yeah, she actually like does she have like strength to like? It
says obvious advantage in the water, and she can put up a fight on land, which I assume that means she's about as strong as one of the monsters. Which,
yeah, like I mean,
obviously you can't punch your way through most of these.
She knows her way around. Like she knows her way around to fight, obviously. But.
Yeah, I assume she's like a very strong person, but anime protagonist level. Viscera's naivety and everything were cool with me. What else?
My other question actually for is what would be your least favorite or your least a choice that no absolutely not.
Doomsday was the sign of death. It's not worth it in most ways.
Yeah,
she's not doing a whole lot unless you start hurting yourself or I guess you get if you want a stalker crush, go with the stalker. But
yeah, that honestly with me it would be Scion of Death. Right at the very the back, just because she's got cool powers and stuff like that, and even as a cultist, I cannot. No.
Yeah, I was waiting to see where the cultist angle will go with this one, but
it's like sacrificing. Yes, blood sacrifice.
The main thing I thought with her was if when she gets out, she wants to rule the world, and just with you at her side, maybe acceptable, but.
And it's a toss-up between her and actually the waifish urchin, because it's no.
I mean, just don't be creepy about it. Just be cool.
That's legit,
pat the kid on the head,
that's legit. It's if there's no weird thing about it, I'd help her out.
I mean, even the scorpion, I'm not committed to doing that. Not just because of anatomy reasons, but because maybe she's a bro.
Yeah,
have wacky monster adventures with her in the real world, but
yeah, I think I remember you were saying earlier that
this is not for sexing. This is getting out.
Not sex thing or anything like that, but I could see these this would be an interesting thing to kind of mine for Monster and Other Childish Things games. Yeah,
for sure. Very Persona-ish to various degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, Medicant was kind of
monster friends.
Medicant was helpful, but not really as committal to either direction as.
Yeah, Medicant was kind of the most normal one, really.
Yeah.
Out of them all,
she wards off evil. Yeah, your belief magic helps her out more. She can repel things. Very wise,
the world she apparently travels around seems I don't know. I keep thinking of Mad Max, she's just traveling around this wasteland of plague.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't really think about her world very much. Kind of said it's weird and spooky, so I thought it'd be she's dimension jumping basically. But
I kind of got the impression that it was she's in an alternate Earth that is just plague ridden apocalypse. But I don't know. I guess So I guess that's the end of that.
Actually, the obscure landlord powers were useful. I considered her briefly, but her kind of being cool with you staying there didn't sell me any.
It's kind of a defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it's just kind of detached in a loop with you a little bit. She actually doesn't care about you. Helps you in secret kind of crap.
Yeah.
Which, I never got on the Tsundere ship at all.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, my worst tier is the Death Scion and the bugged memories.
Yeah. Those are the deal breakers.
I think that was all my notes.
That's where. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, and also narratively, as a narrative, it's something we haven't really touched on, but it almost kind of this kind of thing, not just the story itself, but the way it's done, the choose your nightmare and choose your nightmare waifu, is almost kind of bordering almost it's treated almost like a ritual creepypasta, but not a seriously some of them I think are done. It's more I'm doing this for funsies, because I because I think waifus I like scary waifus or something. I don't know.
So when you say ritual pasta, you mean
11 the one we did a while back called 11 Miles, where it's kind of a procedural on how to make your wildest wish come true by going through finding this road that's 11 miles and 1 kilometer, and if you pass through like the 11 miles, you will your wish will come true, kind of thing. Or like there's one Matt from Drunk and the Ugly sent me like way back when called the Three Kings Ritual, and it was literally a creepypasta, but it was one that basically told you how to summon demons.
Okay, so it's kind of a mix of a Charlie kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's if like creepypastas that are like ritual pastas, they fall under that like thing where it's like they kind of give you a narrative while also being like instructions to do something.
A meta game to a degree.
Yeah, and that, like it kind of sounds like this, but this one's more or less like choose your own adventure kind of thing, or choose your own nightmare. So, and it's something that we haven't really done on the show. So, and it is obviously kind of a part of creepypasta or internet creepy culture.
Yeah, and you guys have done video stuff before. You've never done like games or anything to any particular level, have you?
We've done not games yet. We've done that Piropedo username 666 stuff that Matt showed me. Matt from Drunk and the Ugly showed me. We've done like stuff like that, like creepy videos that are like creepypastas technically.
Yeah, meta channel stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But we've never done. I don't think we've done video games yet. Like I know there's a couple actually that have come out. Like there's that. Now it's it's gone.
There was that like a mini series that came out of the Slender Man ones or something.
Oh yeah, the Slender Man stuff, like Slender the 8 Pages and Slender the Arrival, and there's a ton of like creepypasta ones that like knockoff ones, like Jeff the Killer, which is just basically his image just appears, like it's not even like a model of him; it's a box that has his image on it that just pops up. Oh, it was so bad. Or there's one actually that's I'm Not Scared or something like that. That I think actually the Drunk and the Ugly did on their YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I'm scared. Whatever.
Yeah,
EXE.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Scared.exe. There's a bunch of ones, and even some like the those like RPG Maker ones that people make that end up like going viral, or I guess even like Undertale kind of to a degree.
Yeah, I can see that kind of almost falling there, depending where you go with it.
Yeah, but okay, where was I going with this?
I think we're wrapping mostly. Like,
I think we're basically just wrapping up. Yeah, so basically, like, I was also intrigued by this part because like it was a different type of thing that we haven't really done on the show. So, and it falls under creepy in multiple senses of that word. So,
yeah, I think I was trying to get to like, have you heard of Nightmare Waifu as well? I said like we should do the SCP thing. Like, okay, and you're kind of like, not a lot of meat on this one, huh? I'm like, no, not really. And then I happen to be looking up and wondering, like, does he know what this is yet? And like, I don't want to send him like a genuinely creepy thread. And I Googled like this image I could throw at you, and I'm like, oh wait, cool. And,
yeah, and I mean, it also kind of Nightmare Waifu kind of ties into that SCP, so
yeah,
tangentially, like concept wise.
Yeah, I vaguely understand your human instincts, so I'm making this to help you.
Yeah.
Enjoy your dragon maids.
Yeah.
Shit, that's an actual show. But yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dragon Maid, yeah. Kobayashi something?
Okay, I knew about Dragon Half, but I didn't know about Dragon Maids.
Yeah, I think a woman gets drunk and helps out, like gives a girl $1 kind of thing, and the next day a full-size dragon appears at her door and then turns into a kawaii maid that is her servant for life for gratitude.
So
I think they're playing it like...
It's a serious trope, like because like that's like Oh My Goddess.
I think they're playing it straight, though, to like they're aware it's a trope, and she does like horrible things and destroys the entire house, setting it on fire with her dragon breath kind of level. Stupidity, clumsiness, kawaiiness. And the other like dragon gods like Leviathan and stuff that's showing up and being wacky characters. Which shit, wow. I meant to bring up my throat. I almost forgot. There's one. You know the Lovecraft one, right?
Yes.
The elder things are kawaii girls, like
Nyari-chan.
Like they look like girls. They imply they are actually tentacle horrors that chose to turn into little girls.
Yeah, I saw. I think RPPR showed me that one, and then I they mentioned it, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, because it's like Nyarlathotep is a little kawaii girl that's like, it's not quite it's not quite a harem anime, but it's like this guy is basically Nyarlathotep's like hanging out with him, and then so is like King in Yellow, but the King in Yellow is like a boyish girl.
Mm-hmm.
In a hood, and like Cthulhu, I think, is one, or like Cthulhu's like sister or daughter or brother. One of the Cthulhu family, I think, is a character as well. And like the reason why like Lovecraftian gods and stuff like that show up to Earth is because they like our porn or tentacle porn and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds mostly right. I'm not saying it's with a shot, but
no, yeah,
I'm saying it exists. You deserve to know. to be mad about.
And I remember, like, actually, one of the things that like made me laugh about it was that they actually use the Call of Cthulhu RPG sanity meter to describe insanity blasting, or like how like human minds would be crumbled from their actual like visages.
Yeah, I think there's some kind of magical girl element going on too. I forget, but
yeah, I still need to watch that one. But yeah, I've heard a lot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that basically wraps up this episode.
I think yeah.
SCP and SCP, where it's a strip club from Beyond Time and Space, and Nightmare Waifus.
Yep. Living your horrible dream.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then getting to spend the rest of your life with it, regardless. So, yeah, before we end completely, Greg, do you want anything to plug?
Yeah, we got, let's see, I guess I have to do Anime Daydream with my fiance. We make up animes 2 minutes before the show and then discuss it really quickly and improv it. You could Google it pretty easily, but we've got around SoundCloud at Anime Daydreams Podcasts. Yeah, Anime Daydreams Podcast and Facebook.com/
You're also on YouTube, right?
Yes, but it's also just like gibberish numbers because we don't have a real channel yet.
Oh, that's fair, yeah.
We're still like a month into this, maybe. But yeah, Anime Daydreams on Facebook. I have all the links there. But also, again, Googling it, YouTubing, searching, we'll find it. It's half improv, and if you don't watch anime, it's I something stupid, then we run with it.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
I've already quoted a couple of things on it.
Oh yeah, you're becoming the me of Drunk and Ugly, and I'm trying to pay it back, quoting you guys more often.
Nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like also we had like for the Drunk and the Uglies community actual play games. You do I think you're like 96% of the actual play episodes that are. I
haven't in like months, but yeah, I'm still the bulk of it. You're in a couple of campaigns at least.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple actually. Yeah, at least 3 or 4. But yeah, I mean, and those are like entertaining.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah, I'm working with a drug to get a book going, but nothing yet.
Plug that, man. Like, you are going to be having that. I mean, maybe not. Yeah, because I think they're plugging it now too with like.
Yeah, they tested it once. They're good for play testers. I guess he's cool with me giving out the email or drunkenugly@gmail.com, but or thedrunkentheugly@gmail.com, because I heard the episode today where he mentioned it from you. But yeah, Goblin, GOBBLIN'. Goblins end up in a post-apocalypse Earth and are delighted because like no one's there to tell them what to do anymore, and they can learn what guns are, and then deal with the horrible mutants and things that are left behind.
Yeah, it is a very fun game. Like it's wacky, like, and it's intentionally lighthearted, and like you don't take it seriously.
Yeah, we're getting into the playtesting still, which we haven't gotten to get much into the hard rules as far as battle and stuff like that, but it works, and everyone's always gets in the spirit of being exactly as stupid as it needs to be very quickly. Charles trying to push the tagline of if you're playing it straight, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that on a couple of their podcasts.
And
when they were talking about it.
RPRS David said he's never laughed as hard in years in an RPG session.
Yeah, you're definitely doing it right when that happens.
Yeah, the spirit's there, and that's what I'm after. So there's probably going to be some chipping at the rules, but...
Yeah, well, that's what playtesting's for, so...
Yeah, I'm pleased with it, though. Should be great. We'll Kickstarter that like a month or so, I think they were talking.
Oh, geez, already?
I mean, once the playtesting was back, we kind of re-edit things again.
Yeah, I think because I'm actually I'm gonna try and get it with my live group to playtest it before October. I think was my deadline.
Did you get the package yet? I think you did. Yeah. Right? Yeah, exactly. You got the test links. That's right.
Yeah.
The test quests. I call them.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably actually by the time this episode airs, the Drunk and the Ugly podcast will have a playtest of it on their website, so you can check it out there. At least that's Matt was saying that.
He was saying Monday, yeah, because he sent me the recording, and we both keep laughing at it so hard, and everyone's like, I want to hear.
Yeah, basically.
Just like people doing push-ups in the background.
Yeah, I heard there's well, I mean, they were in a room at Gen Con, so...
Yeah, with Ross Payton doing a manliness contest behind him.
God. Nice. All right, but, so... anything else? So Goblin, you guys do Anime Daydream.
Mm-hmm.
You can also check out Ron Clock's actual play games at Drunk and the Ugly's community site, or community AP site. And then, I guess, for Al Dente Rigor Mortis...
If you found this, you probably found that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, creepypastas are stories told around the internet.
Really?
Which are not... we shouldn't cut this episode, but thought remind everybody, which none of these were.
Yeah, I mean, the SCP, they count, right?
I guess. They're not stories.
I mean, my tagline is...
Half of them are creepy.
My tagline is, we discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta. And I mean,
I guess this one had a story.
Creepypasta are scary internet stories that get copied and pasted. Much like this has probably been copied and pasted across, the different threads on Reddit or Imager or 4chan. So, it works. Tangentially. Yeah, you can leave us a suggestion for anything else, at aldenterigormortis@gmail.com. That's aldenterigormortis@gmail.com. And yeah, basically, you could if you find another scary one of these or of these choose your own nightmare or own terror things, or a creepypasta that you want us to discuss, or an SCP entry, preferably a story. Also, to our patrons, thank you for all the. For the patronage and for the just helping us keep the lights on.
You're welcome.
Yes, right. Yes,
I'm one.
For those of you who haven't become a patron, you can or are interested, check it out at Patreon. Al Dente Rigor Mortis. Choose the backer tier. We're gonna try and get some more content out in the next couple of months. I know my other hosts are planning on are recording some more content for it. $2 tier, you get behind the scenes content and a special Patreon specific episodes. $5 tier, you get early access and possibly some more in the coming future. And yeah, just whatever floats your boat for patronizing us. Greg, you sure you don't want to put in your Patreon?
No. No, thank you.
Okay.
It's not horrible, but it's a different genre entirely.
Fair enough. And yeah, so that has been this week's episode of Al Dente Rigor Mortis. I have been your host, Review Cultist.
I'm Greg.
And this has been Al Dente Rigor Mortis. Sleep well.
May all of your anime days be dreams.
Nice.
yours is a hard theme song to sing.
Which ours? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do your campfire story music there at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those lyrics are terrible.
I know, right? Honestly, I really liked how Sean did yours. Like, goddamn.
Oh yeah, I was
fucking love that that intro.
Fucking that dude, yeah. So to speak.
What? Alright, I'm gonna
fucking comma now. That dude.
Thank you, Grubber Nazism. Alright, I'm gonna stop recording now.
That's fair. Let's see.